You are watching the Dangerous News Network, news, sports, and politics. And this is Daniel McFarland, your host, also known as Dangerous D. And today's topic, and this is a politics edition of the Dangerous News Network. So I'm going to be talking about the election results from last night. The Detroit election results and the Pontiac election results. Both cities have been through hell the last decade. But Pontiac's been in hell since the 1990s. Detroit's been in hell in the last decade as well. But let's look at the election results. Let's talk about Pontiac first. As you know, Deidre Waterman was the new mayor of Pontiac. I denounced Deidre Waterman. So this was a travesty. It was a travesty that Deidre Waterman became the new mayor of Pontiac. Not because she's a woman and not because she's African American. It's because she doesn't have a clue what she's doing. She proved that as the head of the library board. Good doctor, I don't doubt, but just because you're a good doctor doesn't mean you're a good policy maker. And once Pontiac gets around, well, too late now, you pushed away Zukowski because he didn't appeal with the lunch pail crowd. But you pushed away Zukowski, but Leon Zukowski, the downtown Pontiac should still be in good hands with Leon Zukowski continuing to develop downtown Pontiac, even though he's not the mayor anymore. But the rest of Pontiac, I can't say the same, especially not Southwest Pontiac, which is District 1. Patrice Waterman, I feel sorry for District 1. Those that didn't vote for Patrice Waterman, I feel sorry for you guys living in Southwest Pontiac. Her incompetence and arrogance is well known throughout Oakland County. That's a reason not to vote for Patrice Waterman or Deidre Waterman. Don Woodward, I feel sorry for the west side of Pontiac for those who didn't elect Don Woodward. But I don't think George Williams was any better though. I think either criminal. One of them were criminals. One of these two politicians were criminals. I think. Mary Petila, she came across to me as incompetent. I endorsed Kavanaugh over Petila. Randy Carter ran unopposed. But I think Randy Carter is part of the problem. He and Mary Petila, they're also part of the problem in Pontiac today. Doris Taylor Burks, she's from the midsection, and she's going to be a new city councilwoman. Mark Holland is my councilman. I live in District 5, so that's Northeast Pontiac. His family was the first black mayor of Pontiac. But Mark Holland, I don't know about Mark Holland, but there was really no other choice. Kermit Williams is from Southeast Pontiac. He mollywopped Mike McGinnis. At least, as bad as Kermit Williams is, Mike McGinnis was 10 times worse. To be honest. But ain't no future in Pontiac. At least not for outside of downtown Pontiac. Ain't no future in there. If you're living in Pontiac, get out now. Get out. If you have any money living in Pontiac, get out now. Auburn Hills is the place to live. Auburn Hills, or if you're really in the money, Bloomfield. Even though you don't have to have that much money to live on the north side of Bloomfield Township, especially east of Woodward, you don't have to have that much money. Because I have a friend from Bloomfield. Her family didn't have that much money. They were lower middle class and still lived in Bloomfield. But that's besides my topic. I'm getting off topic here, but let's move on to the Detroit elections. The one I was born in Detroit. I left Detroit this year. James Tate would have been my councilman if I was still living in Detroit, because I was from the northwest side. I was in the northwest corner my entire life. He easily won re-election over Wanda Jan Hill, and I'm kind of glad that he did win. James Tate's a good councilman. Well, at least he's not the worst councilman. George Cushenberry Jr., I don't like him. I don't like George Cushenberry at all. That part of town survived in spite of George Cushenberry, not because of him. I endorse Richard Bowers Jr. for District 2. Scott Benson, he's finally getting his chance, getting his shot to govern. And I don't believe he can do worse than the others. At least no more Joanne Watson to fuck things up in Detroit anymore. That is a consolation point for Detroit. Andre Spivey, he's getting another chance. He's Southeast Detroit District 4. Mary Sheffield, now that I don't like at all. I think Adam Hollier should have gotten the chance. I endorse Adam Hollier over Mary Sheffield. Raquel Castenda Lopez, I didn't endorse anybody from District 6, but it looks like Raquel Castenda Lopez, she's going to be a councilwoman. So we got one white man, a Jewish man, Gabe Leland. He's on the city council. He's going to face a recount, though. But I think, barring any circumstances that are unforeseen, I think Gabe Leland is going to be the city councilman from District 7. The lower northwest side, and that's not exactly a bad thing. So we have one Hispanic, one white man who is Jewish, and the rest are African American. Not that surprised. Oh yeah, Brenda Jones and Santel Jenkins, they're reelected easily. And Mike Duggan is the first white mayor of Detroit, Michigan since 1973. It's been 40 years coming. But it's not about race. It's about who's most qualified. That's the moral of the story. And no, I'm not a Democrat, and no, I'm not a Republican. I'm an independent, to be honest. So I will be criticizing both parties when I do political videos, like I am right now. But this is all I have to say about the election results. And this is Daniel McFarland of the Dangerous News Network, Politics Edition, and I approve this message.